All bets are off always brightens up when we feature Amanda Jahn, and that indeed is the case today. There's an interesting piece on a former third baseman with the Indians. What a season it was with Matt Williams.
I know, and he's really actually a fan favorite. He was only here a year, but oh, what a year. He played 15 years in the big leagues, played for the Giants, the D-backs, and the Indians. Take a look back at Matt the Bat.
But this is a long drive to left, and it is gone. Matt Williams putting the finishing touches on a perfect night.
Matt Williams wasn't in Cleveland more than a year, but oh, what a year.
On his way to third is Williams. Newman's waving him home. Could be close on Renner's throw. Safe.
He played third base on the 1997 American League champion Cleveland Indians.
Alomar pegs to third. They got him.
Almost 15 years later, Matt calls Arizona home. That's where we caught up with the award-winning slugger. As a Cleveland fan and somebody that's grown up there, I mean, we love our sports.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, I can remember going back there when I first got traded, going back for my physical and all of that, and talking about the fans of Cleveland at Jacobs Field. And they sold that place out in 9 days. They opened up tickets for the season for 81 games. Every ticket was sold in 9 days. And playing in front of a packed house every night, you can't ask for any more as a player. And they loved the tribe, they loved their players. It was incredible. And you know, that city is, they get behind their sports for sure.
What kind of stands out for you? The team, the fans, the whole experience? Or?
Well, over 6 months, it's all new. You know, and it only really lasts 6 months. We were in Florida for spring training, and then I can remember going, having a couple of exhibition games there against the Cubs. Cold. Wow, was it cold. I mean, I played in San Francisco for 10 years before that, but this is to the bone cold.
Yeah.
But what stands out for me is the fact that we came to the ballpark every day and every seat was filled. Mm-hmm. And a wonderful place to play, great city, of course, but you know, the people that come watch are what it's all about.
Since his stint in Cleveland, Matt has won a World Series with the Arizona Diamondbacks.
The Diamondbacks are world champions.
He's also won Silver Slugger Awards and picked up a few Golden Gloves along the way.
Yeah, I think the thing I'm most proud of are the Gold Gloves, because those are voted for by the opposing coaches and managers. Yeah. So what does it mean? It means that you have respect of the people you play against and your peers. Mm-hmm. And so that's great. Silver Sluggers are the top offensive person at that position in that league per year. But that's just kind of stats. These are voted for. So those are cool. And that's like my pride and joy. Every player wants to be a complete player. One of those Gold Gloves over there, I have to thank Omar Vizquel for. Playing alongside him for a year, the best I've ever played with, certainly.
And I heard he's a sweetheart of a guy, too.
He's great. He's great. And I think he's going to play this year, and he's intimated that it's going to be his last, which is, he's a first ballot, as far as I'm concerned.
I would say, Mr. Matt Williams, that you lead a charmed life, not because of all of the accolades in here, but because you know exactly what you want to do, and you want to be in that field, and you love it.
Yeah, well, there's very few people that get a chance to do what they love, right? Mm-hmm. I've done it my whole life. So yeah, charmed, that's putting it lightly. I get to do what I've dreamed about doing. I told my mom when I was 6, Mom, my mom's a cop, all right? Tough lady. So I told my mom, I said, you know, I'm gonna be a baseball player when I grow up. And she patted me on the head and said, that's nice, honey. You know, and we're there to support you and all of that. But I was dead serious, and I was 6. And that's all I wanted to do, and that's all I still want to do.
I'd like to thank the entire Williams family, Matt and Erica Williams, for having us in their beautiful home in Arizona during spring training. I'll tell you what, he loves being the third base coach for the Diamondbacks. He's a partial owner. He's gracious, he's humble, he's a nice man, and I have to tell you, I think he's doing exactly what he loves, and I wouldn't be surprised. I think he wants to be a manager someday. I wouldn't be surprised if we see him in that role.
His mother a cop?
Yeah.
That I did not know, and he pursued his dream, and what a great ball player. What a great career. All those years with San Francisco, with Kevin Mitchell and Will Clark and that whole bunch, and then, of course, here in Cleveland, went to the World Series, should have won it, and then he eventually did win it with Arizona. And it struck me, too, in your piece, Amanda, he talked about the Golden Gloves being his pride and joy, and he was a great power hitter and a great clutch hitter, but what really sticks out to me is what a fabulous defensive third baseman Williams was. And to look at him, you wouldn't think so, but man, he'd get everything he could reach, and was a great defensive ball player.
And I just love, too, how he shares his talent as far as, you know, it's not always just about him, and I think that's what makes him a great coach. He's a third base coach. I think it'll make him a great manager. I mean, I have nothing but accolades for this man and his family. He was wonderful. He opened his home to us. You know, I know his wife personally. I used to work with her in TV in Arizona, so it was a little bit of a favor for me to ask, but they couldn't have been nicer. And I do have something kind of funny. I asked him about superstitions. You know, that was such a great, isn't that a great time to look back and remember that time, 1997?
Baseball players have superstitions, a lot of superstitions.
So I said, well, what's kind of the weirdest, like, superstition or something that you did that year with the Indians? And he goes, well, Brian Giles used to make me go tanning. They started tanning, and Brian Giles started tanning, and he said it was great, but he said, if you really look at me, I don't really tan, I just burn, so I couldn't keep up with that. It was like a streak, and it's just funny. He said superstitions run really high in baseball because there's so many games, there's so much repetition, and if they have a hot streak going, they want to keep it.